Good evening. My name is Nefertira Best, and I am tonight's host for Q City Metro's new interview series, 15 Minutes of Fame. 15 Minutes of Fame is a fresh, fun, and fast-paced discussion with local Black business owners who are making waves right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tonight, we are talking with Antonio and Andrea Williams, owners of the Tryon Dollar Store in South Charlotte. But before I jump into the questions, I want to go ahead and take a moment to thank our 15 Minutes of Fame sponsor, Fifth Third Bank, for making this interview possible. Fifth Third Bank is dedicated to the community's financial empowerment by investing their time, their resources, and people in the communities they serve across the state. Learn more at 53.com. Whether you're joining us via our Crowdcast studio or on Facebook Live, the team at Q City Metro is happy that you are here with us this evening. You are definitely in for a treat. Hi, Antonio and Andrea. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Blessed, happy. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah. We're so excited to have you here. You two, as we talked about earlier, you were recently featured in a Q City Metro article where you shared that you got married in October of 2020, skipped your honeymoon, and opened the Tryon Dollar Store just 2 months later. So it's such an amazing story. I'm excited to talk with y'all tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're ready to talk.
Well, that is good. So the main thing is this is 15 Minutes of Fame, and we literally have 15 minutes. So we're going to keep this conversation going. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you all have to say and hearing more about your journey.
Awesome.
All right. So at this point, I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get into the questions. So as I said, you skipped your honeymoon and opened the store. So the people want to know, are there any updates on the honeymoon front? You know, what did y'all decide to do? Is it happening? Tell us more.
The honeymoon is definitely going to happen. Yeah. We wanted to have the honeymoon the end of August, early September, but it may have to be pushed back some since we're coming up on time. But we did make, some type of traction by at least booking the hotel. So that's right. and we decided that we wanted to go to Kenya for our honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it. Okay, so we have a destination. That's exotic. Kenya on the bucket list. We'll have to have y'all back and talk about the
that would be phenomenal.
So that is awesome. Okay, well, we're nosy, so we just had to start off with that.
No problem.
On another note, our publisher, Glenn Birkins, he has never been in a dollar store. Bless his heart, as we say in the South. Bless his heart. So he's one of those sheltered people, apparently. He's never been in a dollar store. So for those folks that may not be familiar with the concept, can you just give us a little overview? What is the dollar store concept? Kind of share with us what it's all about.
It's a general merchandise store where you can find, hygiene products, cleaning products, even boiling down to art and craft products. And typically those products could be as much as 50 to 80% off of your traditional department store prices.
Awesome. So how did y'all decide to do the dollar store concept? Because it's a franchise, right?
It's a franchise, but we're part of a franchise that don't charge royalties. So they pretty much build a business in a box, so to speak. So they come out and they'll build your business, but you're on your own after that. But it's a business in a box, so to speak.
Oh, that's very cool. And no franchise fees, none of that. Wow.
No. We connected with Dollar Store Services, and they'll charge the money. They'll bring out a project manager, and they'll assemble your store, help you merchandise it. But again, we went that direction because of the no royalties.
Well, I think that makes a lot of sense. And then how did y'all land on the dollar store? Did you like look at a lot of different options and then this one just made the most sense? Or how did you guys both just know right away, this is what we're going to do?
It's very interesting because we did look at other franchises prior to landing on the dollar store. And honestly, the dollar store is like, why not a dollar store? Everyone loves dollar stores, you know, and then building it inside of the pandemic, you know, they're so needed. You know, we realized that, especially in the area that we're located and situated in, a dollar store would just, you know, was necessary and needed. And a lot of folks, a lot of customers that we have, loyal ones, will come up and say, we really needed this in this area. So, you know, and just like I said, everyone loves dollar stores.
That's right. Listen, everyone loves a deal, honey. Yes, indeed. So I find it interesting that y'all opened up like during the pandemic, right? So then my next question is, what was the biggest selling item during the pandemic? I think I have an idea of what it would be, but I wanted to ask and see what y'all have to say.
It was bleach. It was anything that was dealing with cleaning supplies. So all the cleaning supplies, we could not hold on to them.
They were wiping us out.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. And we were close to the holidays, so the aluminum pans went pretty quickly as well.
Oh yeah, I love those aluminum pans, especially around the holiday when you're doing the big dishes. That's a good one. Okay, so let's pivot and talk a little bit more about the business. So what do you know now that you wish you knew when you guys were starting out? Any lessons that you've learned since opening the doors and launching the business? Drop some gems on us. Help us out.
Yeah. We definitely wish we had ramped up more on our staffing early on, for sure. Staffing is definitely a big key. When you're running any retail business, you want to make sure that you have adequate staffing. And, you know, we definitely had to step right in and jump in there and, you know, and service during times where, you know, we were, lacking the staffing support.
Yeah. Yeah. And we went small. And small was a mistake. Mm-hmm. It was really a mistake. It's one of those businesses where you at least want to be 3,000 square feet or more. Yeah. So we started off at 1,400 square feet, and we just was super conservative, and we could not. We picked up a lot more momentum since we doubled in size. So right now we're 2,800 square feet, and we're experiencing the growing pains now that I wish we would have had 7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, those are good lessons. Okay. And you live and you learn, right? So maybe now that you know that for your next store, you'll already be 10 steps ahead. So let's talk about, how did you navigate the pandemic? So obviously the items that you were selling in your store were in high demand, but I'm sure that there were still some challenges that you all had to kind of figure out because we were in unprecedented territory. So can you share with us just kind of how are you guys able to navigate that?
Yeah. So the pandemic was in our favor. It was wind behind our sails, so to speak. Yeah, because as I mentioned earlier, the cleaning supplies was really worked out in our favor. We opened close to 2 major holidays. We picked up momentum from Christmas, New Year's, and just the newness of the area. It was in our favor. So pandemic was great. Yeah.
Okay. And I say that to a lot of people. Obviously, the pandemic, has had a huge impact on a lot of people, and, not to make light of it, but in a lot of ways, it's been a blessing to a lot of folks as well. So I'm glad to hear that you guys you're on the right side of it and were able to kind of springboard off of it.
Absolutely.
No.
Okay, so we are at 6:10. All right, so time is just moving so fast. Okay, so as I mentioned to y'all earlier, Q City Metro story on y'all got 15,000 views, which is pretty impressive. So I will share with our viewers, just the experience of that. How did the story impact traffic? How did that all kind of play out, and how did it impact your business?
It was incredible. We had folks that were coming from, out of town, folks from, the university area and different areas of Charlotte to praise us and, congratulate us and even talk about the article saying, we hope you guys go on your honeymoon. And also, as I was mentioning earlier, folks that we hadn't spoken to in years, reaching out to us. But the biggest blessing was reaching someone in Minnesota who donated books to us that she had written for her children who are autistic. And so we were able to sell those books in the store, and it's just been a blessing.
That is amazing. So let's talk about couplepreneurship as we kind of wrap this up. I'm an entrepreneur. My husband's in real estate, but we don't work together. So I want to know what advice would you give to maybe other couples who are interested on embarking on a similar journey, thinking about going in business together, working together to accomplish a goal or a dream? What advice would you share? And I'd love to hear from each of you on this, because we know men are from Mars and Venus, Mars. We know we're from different planets. So I want to hear from the guy's perspective and yours, Andrea.
Okay, you can go.
Okay. That's good.
It's a loaded question.
Starting businesses is tough. It's tough. And in our case, we had a really solid foundation relationship wise, and we know even today that the business is so far down the list in terms of who we are as a couple, So we will never let the business overwhelm us as a couple, and we've done I think a great job at dividing our relationship from the business. So
I love that. Oh, that's amazing. That's good.
That's very true. And definitely, knowing your partner and being able to support that partner, in each and every step. There are a lot of growing pains that we're going through together inside of this, but working together seamlessly and being on the same page is key. You definitely want to talk the same language.
That's great advice. I mean, that's good stuff. And being on the same team at the end of the day, like you said, supporting each other is critical. So one last question I have. I know in the article it talks about how you guys ran out of space right away, and then you ended up getting the space next to you. So now that you've gotten some momentum and kind of have your sea legs, any expansion plans, any ideas about what might be next for the two of you?
Yeah. We want to go on this honeymoon. We want to do the honeymoon. That we have to do that. So once the honeymoon is done, we don't own the land, and it's important for us to own the land. Yeah. So our goal is, because we have Dollar Store now, I have great relationships with the franchisor, and they want to, do business again.
Okay.
We're gonna do it again, but we're gonna own, the land and the whole thing. So that's our goal. So I
love it. We have to own the dirt. That's right.
That's the language I like to use. Definitely.
I love it. So at this point, we are like almost at time. We have 2 minutes left. So is there anything that you guys would like to share that maybe I don't have on my list of questions? Anything that you may want to just kind of share with the viewers or folks who are tuning in?
Just want to say thank you. Thank you to you guys for the momentum that you were able to give us a few months ago. It was amazing. It was overwhelming. I didn't expect that. Yeah. People were using our store as a road trip opportunity. They were traveling far and making phone calls. All the appreciation that we receive from our audience, and our customers and the people that it's just been amazing. I thank you guys, and I thank anyone that come out to our store, and I'm just very appreciative.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is fantastic. Well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Antonio and Andrea, for being our very first guest on 15 Minutes of Fame. You did a fantastic job. You survived. I think you're going to be on time. So I also want to thank our viewers for joining us tonight on Crowdcast and on Facebook Live. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we hope you enjoyed the discussion as much as we did. Yes. And let's make sure we support this amazing Black couple. Their store is located at 10720 South Tryon Street, Unit J, and that is in the South Point Village Shopping Center. Or you can hit them up online at tryondollar.com. Again, on behalf of QCityMetro.com, we want to thank tonight's 15 Minutes of Fame sponsor, Fifth Third Bank, for making this interview possible. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say God bless and good night.
Good night. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.